Hey guys, it's your boy, Skinny Penis. Yeah, I'm doing that again. I'm in my kitchen cleaning up because I just made eggs because we don't have food in the house. So, I'm just in here cleaning up. But, how's your day doing? How going? Not doing, because that doesn't make sense. See, that doesn't make sense. So, how is your day going? But yeah, like, what's up? Tell me how your day is going. I'll listen to you while I'm cleaning up. If you say something shocking, then maybe I'll react on time. I don't know. But alright, I'll let you tell me what's going on. Oh, shit. Damn, B, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my god, that's crazy. I can see my phone. It's sliding down. This bitch does not know how to stay up. You dirty bitch. You dirty bitch. You sucked my dick so good. So I was like, goddamn, you dirty bitch. You know, like the great singer Aretha Franklin once said, RESPICT. So, you know, life for me, you know, it's pretty good. This year, this is the most confidence I've ever had. Like, every year, you know, I set out to do better, but then I don't. Because depression's like, fuck you. And I'm like, okay. But this year I was like, no bitch, fuck you. So, you know, we came to a mutual understanding. She'll only come and attack me on like the weekend when I don't have shit to do because I don't have a job. But yeah, like, you know, depression's a bitch. But, you know, most people know that because it takes one to know one. But then you got, like, her best friend anxiety. Like, that bitch is always with her. They never fail to miss a party because they always ruin it. It's like, let's say you're throwing, like, this awesome party. And then, like, out of nowhere, these random two bitches that y'all didn't invite, y'all specifically set the party somewhere so they wouldn't come. But somehow they found it and they got here. So then you're like, ugh, let's just call them Rebecca and Sarah. Because those are fucking annoying names. So like fucking Rebecca and Sarah walk in, you're like, ugh, I hate those bitches. And so then like, you know, Rebecca and Sarah and, you know, sometimes they bring other friends, but this is mainly just the two of them. So they come in and like, everyone was just having a good time. And then they're like, ooh, it fucking stinks in here. Who the fuck farted? Oh wait, it was me. And they're fucking queefing and farting everywhere on everyone. You're like, just ruining everything. And you're like, Jesus Christ, this is why I don't invite you anywhere. And they're like, you don't invite us anywhere because we're better than you. And, you know, you don't really have the confidence to be like, no, I'm better than you. So you're just like, you're right. And then they force you to hang out with them. And you continue to do it because they keep telling you that no one else wants to hang out with you and that they're your only friends. The friends don't make you feel like shit. Friends support you and lift you up. So if they were real friends, you wouldn't feel shitty whenever you're around them. They always like they're the type of girls to always tell you stuff like, to whisper in your ear, and just say things like, you know, everyone says you're a bitch, but I think you're really nice, or, you know, everyone says you're really ugly, but I don't think you're that bad looking, or, you know, everyone says that you can't handle relationships, but who knows? You should go give it a try. And then they set you up with their friends, but everyone they set you up with, you know, they look good on paper, but they don't look good for you. And so you just continue to follow them around and hang out with them, but they just continue to yell at you and bring you down. Don't hang out with people like Rebecca and Sarah. Because people like Rebecca and Sarah are like anxiety and depression. Two things that constantly tell you you're not worth it and you don't deserve to be alive. But, you know, that got really depressing, and we don't want to be like fucking Rebecca and Sarah. So, yeah. If you do, I don't know. I haven't been in many relationships. The few I have been, you know, they were either middle school girls, and it's like, what do you know when you're in middle school? That shit's trash. Middle school relationships, they're non-existent. Let's not talk about those today. But, I don't know, I haven't really been in actual relationships, but I've had crushes and I've talked to people. I guess that counts. Let's talk about 3 guys. There's asshole, crazy, and the guy I liked very intensely, and he didn't reciprocate the same feelings because he just wanted to fuck. And I don't want to do that because the guy number 1, the asshole. It's just a lot. Let's start with the asshole. So, I was in 9th grade. You know, shit was crazy. Fresh in high school, I'm like, I'm the shit. I wasn't. I was the worst. Not the worst. Asshole was the worst, but well, actually, we're going to talk about 4 guys. There were 2 in 9th grade. Asshole and creep. Let's talk about creep first. So, creep. My friend introduced me to him. Well, she introduced me to him and asshole at the same time because they were her friends. It was him, and 2 other friends of hers. And, you know, creep and asshole. So creep apparently had a crush on me. He never met me. I don't know how that works. But, yeah, creep had a crush on me. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll go meet him. But while she took me to meet him, I also met asshole, who I developed a crush onto. But we're not talking about that part of this yet. We're talking about creep. So, creep, God, he was really creepy. I remember, like, one day, I didn't give him my number. He took my friend's phone, not the friend that introduced me, but I became friends with one of her other friends. He took her phone and went through it to find my number so that he could text me. Now, 9th grade me was like, that's fucking weird, but okay, I guess. That's not that bad. But he continued to text me, and he would text me in a way where if I didn't respond quick enough, he would get upset. And it's like, I don't even know you that well. So then one day, we just kept texting back and forth. And so then he was like, hey, let's go on a date. And you know, I was very hesitant. And my friends, they were like, sure, I think you should do it. Let's make it like a double, triple date or whatever. So I was like, okay, let's do it. We never did it. Let's just end that there. We never did it. So then, after that, you know, he got calling me and stuff. Like, sometimes I'll answer, sometimes I wouldn't. But we would just talk sometimes. But I remember, so when I was in 9th grade, he was a senior. That was, like, it's weird. But yeah, when I was in 9th grade, he was a senior. And I remember, he was just a really creep. And I remember over the summer, I went to Six Flags. And he worked there. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't go out of my way to say hi to him. I remember he said hi to me, and I was like, oh, hey, sup? He was like, oh, I called you, like, a few times, probably you've been responding like that. And I was like, I don't know, shit's crazy. Mind you, I was with, like, my cousin, and, like, it was just very awkward. But that's enough about Creep. We don't talk about him. You know, I wish him the best. I hope he's calmed down a bit after he left high school. I hope he found a nice guy or girl or whatever he's into. You know, I just hope he's good. But that was Creep. Let's move on to asshole. So, you know, I met asshole at the same time I met Creep. And, you know, the very same day I met him, he grabbed my ass. And, you know, I did not like that at all. That should have been like immediate red flag to stay away from this guy. But like, I didn't like it. But like deep down inside, a part of me was like, ooh, that felt weird. I kind of like it. And I was like, no, you don't. This isn't good. But like the deep down part was like, let's do it. And I was like, okay. So then, like, you know, I eventually got his number and we started texting back and forth. And, you know, things were fine until one day, well, you know, I would always meet them, like, in front of the school and talk to them before I went to my bus. But I remember one day, so I always meet them in front of the school, talk to them before I went to my bus. And, you know, each day he would continuously grab my ass or make attempts to grab my ass. It was very uncomfortable and I did not like it. But, you know, that deep part of me was like, this is weird. Let's stick to it. But so then I remember we continued talking and it was all fine. Like, I developed feelings for him. Everything was cool, you know, besides like the ass touching part, everything was pretty cool. But then towards the end of the school year, he started to get like very aggressive. And so one day in front of, like, in the courtyard, you know, I was just sitting out there talking to my friends, and he came out the building and started touching me. And I was like, hey, stop. But he didn't stop. And I continued to tell him to stop, beg him even, and he wouldn't stop. And So then my friends were like, hey, they kept coming over and trying to get him to stop, but he wouldn't stop. And, you know, they did all they really could, because we were only in 9th grade. And, they did all they could, but they didn't do a lot, because whenever they tried, he would threaten to do the same to them. And, you know, everyone who wasn't someone that I was close with, that I had told about this, or was their first-hand experience, and knew that I did not like this, thought that we were in a relationship, so they did nothing to stop it. And I remember one day he tried to kiss me, but I didn't want to do that, and he pinned me against the wall, and I genuinely did not want to kiss him. And I remember he was really trying to force a kiss onto me, and everyone crowded around us and started clapping, because they didn't understand that this wasn't okay. They didn't understand what was going on. They didn't know what was really happening. But, so after that, I genuinely felt bad. Like, even to this day, that event shakes me to my core. Like, I can't develop meaningful relationships with people I like anymore, because I'm scared that they're gonna force themselves on me even after I tell them to stop. So, yeah, 9th grade was crazy, but 10th grade was just as crazy. I remember I had stopped talking to him for a very long time. Like, over the summer, I stopped talking to him. And then I remember on the first day, not the first day, but in the first couple weeks of school, he started gravitating around me and my friends. And so I gave him another chance, and then another one, and then another one, until finally I was like, no more. Yeah, it was just a lot that I didn't like. Like, thinking back on it, I wish I had told one of the administrators or one of the adults. Fun fact, one of my closest friends today, in 9th grade, she saw, like, you know, the whole kiss thing, but, you know, she was one of the people who were clapping. I think she told me that she initiated the clapping, was like, yeah, gay pride. And, like, when our vice principal was, like, what's going on here? She literally said, we're celebrating gay pride. But yeah, that was the asshole. So in 10th grade, after I stopped talking to him, I started talking to this guy who was in the 9th grade at the time. You know, he was alright looking. I wasn't looking for anything serious. I just wanted to, I don't know. I just wanted to not think about the asshole. So, after I stopped talking to him, a friend of mine was friends with this bisexual ninth grader. So I was like, okay, hit me up, fam. And then me and him started texting. To be honest, I did not have any attraction to this dude at all. But it was what it was. And, this was back when Kick was popping. Kick was that shit. And so we were like, fucking going back and forth on Kick. And I remember he was, he was like, oh, send me some nudes. And then I'll send you nudes. And I was like, I don't really care, sure. Because, what's the difference? This is just nudes. So, we started sending nudes back and forth. He sent me this video of him, masturbating. I still have it. Not because it's a good video, but because I genuinely laugh whenever I see this video. Not even see, just hear. Because it's not like there's grunts or moaning in the background. It's that him masturbating sounds very dry. Like, you hear that? That's what it sounded like. And that's not okay. Like, I show this video to as many people, not show, but just let them hear this video. I do it to as many people as I can, because it's genuinely the fucking best thing I have in my camera roll. But I don't know if he still goes to my school. I don't know. I wish him the best. He didn't really do anything wrong to me. I remember he thought we were dating. We weren't. I remember towards the end of summer, he was like, are we still dating? And so, I was like, I don't know. Are we? He was like, I don't think so. And I was like, okay. Yeah. But those were A, B, and C. But now we're moving on to D. Who was the most recent? From last year. So I met the guy that I had very serious feelings for, but all he wanted to do was just fuck me. And I don't think he had serious feelings for me. And that guy, let's just call him Dave. So Dave is a cool guy. I met Dave, and so last year, around this time actually not around this time, but on my birthday last year, my best friend wanted to throw me a party. It wasn't like a party, but she wanted to just do something for my birthday. So I was like, okay, sure. I don't have anything better to do. It was on the end of the week, so I didn't have school the next day either. So I was like, okay, cool. And so then, I went over her house. Okay. I went over her house. Oof. It's okay. So I went over her house, and so after work, I went over there, and when I got there, it was her, the friend that introduced me to the creep and the asshole, and then 2 new people who I had never seen before. Immediately I was like, I don't like these people. Who are they? Why are they here? This is my day. I don't even like my birthday, but I was just offended that they just existed and were in my presence in my best friend's house, and I didn't know them. My best friend didn't know them either. They were friends of my other friend, who was the one who introduced me to the creep in the asshole. But so I was like, I whispered to my friend, I'm like, who are these people? She's like, I don't know. They're, let's call the friend that introduced me to both the creep and the asshole, not Stephanie. Well, yeah, Stephanie. Let's call her Stephanie. These are, so, I was like, who are these people? She was like, oh, I don't know. So, that's Regina. That's Stephanie's friend from work. And Stephanie was like, hey, can Regina come over? No, he was like, hey, can Regina come with me over here? And I was like, my best friend was like, sure, I love strangers in my house. So then, then Regina was like, hey, can my friend Dave come with me? And my best friend was like, sure, I love strangers in my house. And then we're there. So, I get there, I'm like, who are these people? I don't like strangers. I'm antisocial. But, yeah. So we get there. And I get there. They're there. Blah, blah, blah. Like, who are these people? That was my first encounter with Regina, who, I love you, Regina. I'm probably gonna send this. Actually, no, I can't, because this video is like fucking 30 minutes. So, I'm probably gonna post it on YouTube, then send it to you. But, yeah. But, hi, Regina. You know who you are, I think. If you don't, I'll just tell you who you are. And so Regina's best friend was Dave. And so, I didn't really talk to them that much that day. But, we got high. And that day we got high. We thought we left my best friend's dog outside. I think we did. And then, we just kind of chilled and stuff. That day was crazy. But yeah, so then after that, I got Regina's number from Stephanie, and we added Regina to our friendship group chat, because she was one of us now. Regina, you're great. I've only known you for like a year now, but you're great. I love you, and I miss you. Oh. I'm sorry that I missed your call. Oh. But yeah, I like Regina. She's really cool. But so then after everyone had got Regina's number, I had got, Dave's number from her. We started texting. It was very dry. He took a long time to respond. Yeah. And then, I don't know. I really pushed it to the side. Like, I suppressed those feelings because I didn't even know I had those feelings until like a month or two later, where I was like, shit, I like Dave. And so then after that, I found out I like Dave. That shit was crazy. But then like, Regina and Stephanie were like, oh dude, we've been new. And like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But they're like, we've been new. We've been new. We thought you knew. That shit's crazy. And we're like, what the fuck? Was I the only one you didn't know? But yeah. So then after that, we formed this group called the Cuddle Buddies. It was me, Stephanie, Regina, my best friend, and Dave. So So it was 5 of it. It was uneven. But yeah, you know, Regina and Stephanie, they were cuddle buddy. They were a buddy pair. Me and Dave were a buddy pair. And then my best friend, she had no one. And thinking back on it, it's really upsetting. Like, we kept trying to get, you know, someone in so that they could be friends with her. But not be friends with her. Because we were all friends with her. But get someone in so they could be her cuddle buddy. She was talking to this girl. We don't talk about her. She's trash. Right over there. Trash. Like, you see this bag? She's worse than this. She's gutter trash. But yeah, so kept trying to get people in the group to be her cuddle buddy, but that didn't really work. But so just constant stuff with the cuddle buddies. We did a bunch of hangouts that were just the cuddle buddy group, and you know, we had a group chat for the cuddle buddies where we made plans for next meetings and stuff. But you know, over those meetings, you know, me and Dave, you know, I developed feelings for him. I don't know why, cause I have terrible taste in men. But unlike the first two, I wouldn't really say the other three, cause number 3, I don't know him. I didn't know him. I didn't really give a fuck about him. But you know, me and Dave, we just constantly text, and yeah, but I developed feelings for him, and that was something that happened. Like, I remember me, Dave, Stephanie, and Regina had went to this convention, and like, ooh, bitch, I cuddled with Dave on like this hotel bed. Oh, bitch, I was fucking dying. Like, both because, oh, this is like what I've been dreaming of, but also because I had the flu. Like, that shit was bad. It was so bad. Oh, bitch, I wanted to die because that flu was so bad. Like, I remember Stephanie's mom had drove me to the convention, and like, I was trying so hard not to cough in the car because I didn't want her to worry. Her mom was really nice. She's crazy sometimes, but she's really nice. But yeah, I remember the feelings just got really intense. And like, I remember like a couple of times he would ghost me, but like eventually I got used to it because it was like, okay, it's whatever. And I remember like one time after he ghosted me, he left me like this long ass voicemail, and I don't know if I still have it. I'm pretty sure I deleted it, but I don't know. He left me this long ass voicemail that was basically like, he was drunk. He was very drunk when he left that voicemail, but he was basically like, hey, you know, I'm not looking for anything